Imagine a world where the greatest empire ever known didn't vanish into the pages of history, but instead quietly retreated underground. A civilization that once ruled with unmatched knowledge, technology, and power, now hidden in the shadows of time. What if this empire never fell, but simply went into hiding, waiting for the right moment to emerge once again? Welcome to After Hours Tales, where the lines between history and mystery blur and the secrets of lost empires are brought back to life. This is not just another story of rise and fall. This is a journey into the heart of an empire that might just be waiting for its time to rise again. Let's uncover the truth together. The rise of the empire. The greatest empire the world had ever known did not rise by chance. It was the culmination of centuries of careful planning, innovative technologies, and unparalleled leadership. But what made this empire different from all others was its vision, a vision of a society not constrained by the limits of its time, but one that sought to transcend them. Their architectural feats were monumental, and their cities were masterpieces of design, functionality, and sustainability. The great libraries and halls of knowledge were filled with secrets that modern-day scholars are only beginning to understand. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask you something simple. Where are you listening from right now, not only on the map, but within your day? Are you settling down after hours that felt a little too full, or easing into rest earlier than usual? And what time is it where you are? It feels right to ask, because the story we're about to enter exists beyond our usual sense of time. The world we're exploring tonight doesn't follow clocks or calendars. It unfolds across stretches so vast they hardly seem to move at all. If this space feels calming to you, or if gentle science helps your thoughts relax their hold, you're always welcome to like the video or subscribe. It simply helps this quiet corner reach others who may also be looking for something steady and unhurried to listen to, though there's never any rush here. Now let's begin gently as we dive back into the what if humanity's greatest empire never fell, just went underground. The empire's technological prowess was beyond what history records. In their golden age, they had mastered the secrets of energy, utilizing renewable sources that would only become available to us in the modern era. Imagine cities powered by solar energy, wind turbines, and geothermal systems long before such concepts were even conceived. It was said that their buildings were made from materials that repelled the elements, capable of withstanding earthquakes, storms, and even fire. But the empire's greatest achievement was not just in the physical world. It was in their understanding of human nature, science, and the universe itself. They had mapped the stars, created machines that could harness the force of nature, and developed a global communication network that spanned thousands of miles. Despite this, the empire's dominance was overshadowed by its insatiable thirst for knowledge. The more they discovered, the more they sought to understand. But with this unyielding desire came the realization that the surface world was too frail to contain the knowledge they had unlocked. And, as time passed, the empire began to see the cracks in their civilization: political strife, economic instability, and moral decay. But the leaders of the empire had a plan, one that would not be known to the world for centuries. They prepared for their fall, knowing that the only way to survive was to go underground. The fall, or was it? As the empire reached the peak of its power, a catastrophic event seemed inevitable. The collapse of great empires often comes from within, a combination of corruption, inequality, and the inability to adapt to changing circumstances. But in this case, the fall was not just a matter of external forces like invasion or famine. The empire's rulers had seen the decline coming long before it happened, and they took extreme measures to preserve their legacy. Instead of waiting for the inevitable destruction, the leaders of the empire deliberately chose to withdraw from the world. Their retreat underground was an act of preservation, not failure. While the world around them descended into chaos, they retreated to hidden cities built deep beneath the Earth's surface, where they could continue their research, their culture, and their innovations. But how did they manage to stay hidden for so long? What was it that allowed them to survive in secret while the surface world moved on without them? Their underground cities were equipped with advanced technologies, capable of supporting life for centuries. These technologies were so advanced that they allowed the empire to thrive without needing contact with the outside world. They had energy sources, food production systems, and protective measures that allowed them to live in isolation, untouched by the decay of surface societies. The theory that the empire never truly fell, but instead faded into the shadows, is supported by numerous anomalies in history. The sudden disappearance of ancient knowledge, the mysterious disappearances of explorers, and the unexplained advances in science throughout history can all be linked to the influence of this underground empire. The underground world, secrets beneath life in the underground cities, was not one of deprivation or despair. On the contrary, it was a life of innovation and self-sustainability. The empire's citizens had created entire ecosystems beneath the surface, where agriculture, energy production, and even governance could function without needing to rely on the fragile systems of the surface world. The underground cities were connected by vast tunnel systems, with transport networks that allowed them to move goods and people quickly and efficiently. The technologies they developed were far beyond anything that we have today. They had mastered energy sources that we are only now beginning to understand: clean, renewable energy that could power entire cities without causing environmental harm. Their medical advancements were equally impressive, with techniques for healing and longevity that would astonish modern scientists. The underground world was also a place of cultural preservation. The empire's art, literature, and philosophy were not lost. They were carefully preserved, passed down through generations in secret. Scholars continued to study the ancient texts and mystical teachings, ensuring that the wisdom of the past would never be forgotten. In these underground cities, the empire's rulers and intellectuals continued their work in peace, free from the distractions and turmoil of the surface world. They had libraries filled with ancient manuscripts and workshops where they created new technologies that would eventually change the world, if and when they decided to resurface. But here's the real question. What if everything we've been told about the rise and fall of civilizations is wrong? What if the greatest empire humanity ever knew didn't disappear with time but simply disguised itself, biding its time underground? The evidence is all around us, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered. Stay with us, because what you're about to learn will change everything you thought you knew about history, and the empire that may still be shaping our world today. The empire's influence. Reaching the surface. Even as the empire remained hidden beneath the earth, its influence did not wane. While the surface world believed the empire had fallen, the reality was far different. The underground empire was still shaping global events, albeit from the shadows. One of the empire's greatest achievements was its ability to control events from behind the scenes. Their advanced knowledge allowed them to manipulate political systems, steer economies, and even influence scientific developments. Perhaps it was their hidden hand that sparked the Renaissance, the scientific revolution, or the Industrial Revolution. Many of the great minds of history may have unknowingly drawn from the well of ancient knowledge, passed down through secret societies, occult traditions, and esoteric groups. The empire's influence was also felt in the formation of modern secret societies. Groups like the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and even some of the early scientific societies may have been created to preserve the knowledge of the empire and prepare the world for its eventual return. These societies acted as gatekeepers, ensuring that the empire's legacy remained intact until the time was right for its re-emergence. In this chapter, we explore how the underground empire influenced world history, its secrets hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered by those with the right knowledge. The Great Reveal. What if they're still here? As we reach the final chapter, the question remains: what if the empire is still here? What if, after centuries of staying hidden, the empire is preparing to reveal itself to the world? Could the clues we've found, the mysterious discoveries, the ancient technologies, and the secret societies be pointing to the empire's return? Recent explorations of underground tunnels, ancient ruins, and mysterious artifacts have sparked renewed interest in the possibility that this empire never truly disappeared. What if, hidden beneath the surface, there are still advanced technologies, ancient libraries, and preserved societies waiting to be discovered? In this chapter, we explore the possibility of a global resurgence. Modern-day explorers, archaeologists, and scientists are discovering strange, unexplained findings that suggest we are on the verge of uncovering the secrets of this ancient empire. Could they rise again and reclaim the world they once ruled? If the empire does decide to reveal itself, the world will face a historic moment, a moment that could change everything. The reappearance of this lost civilization would challenge everything we know about history, science, and humanity's place in the world. Let's conclude on the enduring legacy. In the end, we are left to wonder, what if humanity's greatest empire never fell, but simply went underground? What would the world look like if they returned, with their knowledge, technology, and vision for the future? Would we be ready to accept their influence, or would the world be forever changed by their sudden re-emergence? The legacy of the underground empire continues to shape our world, hidden in the shadows, waiting for the right time to return. If you've been captivated by the secrets we've uncovered so far, then trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. The mysteries of this hidden empire are only beginning to unfold. Subscribe now and stay tuned for more shocking revelations that will change the way you see history. Join us again in After Hours Tales, where we dive deeper into the untold stories of the past that are still shaping our future. Don't just watch the story, be part of the journey. And I wish you a lovely rest and a warm good night.